Recently, I recorded a video with iwantcheckmate where we played a cool variant on his channel. The variant introduces a new piece called the Dragon, and Tony was ridiculously good at it. But it got me wondering, is he actually good at normal chess? So I challenged him to a game of Rapid to find out how good he really was. So we can find the difference between 2300 ELO and 2100 ELO. If you guys want to check out iwantcheckmate, I'll leave the link to his channel in the description below, but apart from that, let's get into the game. So we have a game against iwantcheckmate, a heavily requested edition of this series. He plays d4. We're gonna play d5. See what opening he plays. I actually have not done my research. I have no idea what he plays. Does he play Queen's Gambit? Does he play London? He has a video on his channel where he has played the London system, so I do wonder if he's trying to troll me a little bit here.
So we're on with the London. Now, I wonder if he's specifically prepped against the London system. Because I definitely don't hold back on my channel about announcing that this is basically what I play. In fact, with the black pieces, I'll play the London system if I'm given the opportunity. So we'll see if there's any sort of prep in store for us, but so far it seems to be all pretty symmetrical. d4 met with d5, there's a knight on f6 reflexive of the knight that's probably going to end up on f3, and we are met with c5. Now I always instinctively play c3, just a little extra support for that d4 pawn.
Do we want to go for queen b6 straight away? I'm gonna go for knight c6.
But we'll see if we're met here with like some sneaky queen b6 ideas targeting b2. We're met with knight c6 first. I will play knight to f3, just continuing to develop.
Queen b6, queen b3. Queen b6, if takes, we take. Queen b6, if queen c1, we play bishop g4. I think queen b6 is the right way to go here. I have a feeling that he might not know this line. So you guys don't make the same mistake I did in this game and forget your opening lines. You guys might be interested in today's sponsor, ChessMind. Most courses obsess over memorizing hundreds of opening lines, but ChessMind is built around something different, understanding positions and not just remembering moves. The goal isn't to know more theory, it's to know what to do when theory runs out. That's why the courses on ChessMind only take around an hour to complete, because the priority isn't on memorization, it's positional understanding. For just $7 per month, you can unlock over 50 courses on ChessMind, plus access to their AI coach, personalized puzzles, and training videos hosted by Chilean Grandmaster Maurizio Flores. And with my link in the description, you guys can get 20% off your purchase too. But enough of that, let's get back into the game.
Do get queen to b6. Now I always meet this with knight to a3, inviting queen takes b2, looking for knight b5, knight c7 ideas.
I don't know if that was a mouse slip or not. I think that was that. I want to message him and ask, was that a mouse slip? I don't really, is the idea to go knight g5, or knight b5? That would make sense, I suppose. So here and knight g5, I'm gonna say, he said no, that's my actual move. It does look like a mouse slip. I've not seen this played before. So the idea is here and here, and you protect this square. So, I mean, it's interesting at least. Wow, I've never seen this before. How have I not seen this before? Okay, I'm wondering, okay, is there any way I can, like, take with my bishop here? So takes, if he goes here, I can go e5. No, maybe we just go a6. Yeah, maybe we, a6, stopping knight b5. It seems very boring. It feels like there should be a better way to do this, right? Okay, let's go a6. I'll bite. And he's still got the problem, right? The idea, of course we can't take this pawn, but let's say a6. This is hanging. So let's say a6, rook b1. Then I'm just gonna go yoink. Let's say here, and let's say here, and I'm gonna get this eventually. So let's just go a6.
The top engine moves was knight to a3. It recommended knight to a3, mainly with the idea that If queen takes b2, you play knight b5, threaten knight to c7, but your actual idea is that you can target the queen after she takes the pawn, rook over, queen moves back, rook moves back and forth is a draw. You also have the idea that you can play actually knight to c7 in some variations, but the big idea is big strong player comes in with the black pieces, threatens your pawn on b2, little tiny David and Goliath, in this case I would be the David, player comes in and says, okay, what if I play knight b5? Big strong player takes the pawn, little tiny player plays knight b5 and runs away with a draw. But we are met with pawn to a6, so I have no choice but to actually defend the pawn.
So rook b1, but if I play e6, then pawn takes doesn't really matter. I'm thinking if I play bishop g4, he might play takes. And then if I take, then my queen's just getting onto a square that it probably doesn't want to be on. Okay, this is, okay, I'm already like gonna invest some time here because I don't know the position. Yeah, so bishop g4, there's also knight e5. No, there's not. Bishop g4, there's takes. Is this bad at all? Bishop e2. I'm gonna take, do I wanna take? I really don't wanna take. It feels so wrong to take, but I think I have to. I think taking must be correct here. Okay, he takes like that. I don't think that's correct. Because now I get bishop g4, just...
Okay, instead of bishop to f5, we actually get bishop g4, pinning the knight. Now, I'd imagine this is looking for some sort of e5 push idea. I just burped into my mouth. That's disgusting. But okay, I could just play bishop to e2 and get rid of the pin, get ready to castle, and then figure myself out later. Or I could play bishop d3 and let our bishops do completely different jobs. How frisky do I want to get with a 2300 player? Not that frisky. I think I'm just going to play bishop to e2, break the pin, look to castle.
Now I want e6, and I come with a threat. But do I come with a threat? I don't know if my threat is real. I don't think I can actually take that knight. Do I want to take this knight? Probably not. Let's go e6. It's a move that we have to play anyway.
e6. This is now on the board. Bishop takes a3, which is of note because it doubles up the a pawns. But it also opens up the b file, a little bit of pressure on b7. Hard to kind of defend because my bishop has lines of sight into those defending squares. Now the question is, do I just castle, allow him to take, and I take back, hit the queen? It seems irresponsible, but at the same time, the only way to defend b7 is queen to a7. So you know what? We're going to castle out of the way.
Yeah, but again, this move just doesn't make sense. Because I lose my pawn. And I can't play rook b8 because of the bishop. So, like, let's say takes here. Yeah, it's just a very weird move. I guess I just go... Is there any reason to not go... Rook c8, maybe should I be worried about this? Just c4, but then I have takes. Takes, let's say takes. Let's say takes. Yeah, no, c4 is annoying. Actually, rook c8, c4, can I just take it? Knight takes and drop back, maybe. Let's play rook c8. I like rook c8, actually.
Okay, so neither of those. We actually get rook to c8. Which I'm actually not really sure what that's for. Okay. Well, okay, I'm not just gonna leave my knight here. This was more of a flashy move to get my king castled. I basically did some big picture thinking, or big picture stinking, depending on what Stockfish evaluates my move as, but I decided that castling was just more important in that moment than moving the knight out of the way, but ultimately I don't love having doubled pawns just for the sake of it, so I will move my knight back to c2.
Riding his knight. I'm not convinced that that's the best way to go. I think that c4 must have been better. I'm not entirely sure where this knight still wants to go. Knight e4 is interesting, but I feel like just bishop e7 should be the continuation here, you know, just preparing castling. I'm not too worried about knight b4, of course. That just seems like a nothing move. Bishop e7. Let's play it. We need to be faster. Let's play bishop e7.
Bishop to e7. Now the thing is, I'm already castled and developed, so I have to decide exactly what my plan is here. I could play something like h3 and just continue to make small improvements in my position, you know, get this bishop out of my half of the board. Bobby Fischer would be very proud of me for doing that, kicking out any pieces that tinkle into my side of the position. I could also play something a little more instigatey, just making up words at this point, like knight to e5, opens up this trade, centralizes my knight. I could play knight to e3 as well, hits the bishop. If the bishop moves back, there's still knight to e5. I kind of like this. I kind of like knight to e3.
Okay, knight e3. Attacking my bishop, of course. I can always drop back. And I can always drop back to g6. I feel like that must be the way to go, right? We don't want to like play this. This doesn't really work. It's kind of a weird variation where, I think in some Roy Lopez lines where you'll get kicked and then you'll drop back and then a knight from f1 drops onto g3, except, you know, after bishop h5, there's just nothing else for white. So I think this must be the way to go. Maybe here and then he goes for c5. I'm not exactly sure. Let's go for bishop h5 though. I think it's our only move.
So I think I'm going to follow through with knight to e5. I'm also a little bit on edge about trading for the sake of trading. I'm also a little bit on edge about the idea of bishop g6 hits the rook, but I guess there's always bishop d3, so maybe that's fine. It does kind of lean into knight to e4. I'm going to play knight to e5 and kind of hope that me continuing to pester him will continue to give me the initiative. Okay, so we do get this trade, no brainer. I am going to take back.
No two ways about it. You just got a castle here. Ooh, castling, is there like knight here? And if I take, is there here? Then I go here. You take, and I drop my knight back, so there's not. We can castle.
I am happy that the light squared bishop is gone. Okay, so we do get castling on the board, which kind of tickles my funny bone a little bit. I kind of want to start playing this sort of business and seeing if I can get frisky on the king side. The queen side attack still has a ways to go, and worst comes to worst, we kind of just trade everything off and lean into an endgame, which I guess would be more uncomfortable for me because my queen side is really easy to tickle in an endgame and his king side is not. But I don't think I have that much to fear yet. I'm going to play knight to g4.
So he does play knight g4. I was thinking this. Is he really going to go for this idea of here, here, and here? Because, like, after you take, I just bring my knight back, right? And your knight's trapped. So knight takes. Oh, knight takes he wants maybe here. Ah, and he's looking at, like, maybe this. I also don't have to take. I could play like rook d8. And if takes. Yeah, rook d8 seems like a lot nicer actually. Unless there's some... Oh, Jesus. Ugh. That doesn't look very nice, does it? Wait, no. Rook d8, check here. Here I just go bishop f8, right? And there's no check because of my knight. But then there could be like a queen... Oh no, the knight's still there. Okay, rook d8, I like.
Whoa, rook to d8. Okay, wait, I'm actually super amused. I'm assuming that's just defending against tactics like, should he take, I don't have knight d7 hitting these two pieces. But I don't think it actually does anything besides just defend. So maybe I just take, bishop takes back, knight back, bishop back again. I'm kind of cooking here a little bit, I feel like. Like knight h6 check, pawn takes, king, or rather queen comes in. King over, bishop takes? Oh no, I have to be responsible now and look at that ridiculous line and turn it down? It's probably the responsible thing to do. It's probably more responsible to look for more concrete ideas. I say as I point to another sacrifice. But that just looks so interesting. Okay, this has to be concrete just on the basis that I'm trading off a piece that's defending the king. Now, let's look at knight g4. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt before we start turning it down. Okay, so as far as more concrete ideas go, like something like rook to e1 makes a little more sense, because you can take, and then there's like queen to e6. That seems a little bit more pungent. But I don't know, knight g4. Okay, what are we looking at? Bishop e7 is guaranteed, I think. Unless for some reason he has a stroke and plays bishop to h4, right? Bishop d7 is guaranteed. Knight to h6, just opening up that kingside. I'm taking advantage of the fact that if you look at it like objectively, all of his pieces, or most of them rather at least, are on the queen side of the board, and if you point at any one piece, it's really hard to see how it gets over to the king side, at least the part of the king side that matters to defend. So this looks really interesting. I don't know, I'm also kind of battling the idea that this might just be my bullet instinct kicking in, where creating complications is equivalent to winning the game, and the truth is this is 10 plus 15. For every move that you make, you get 15 seconds back. So I do have to be at least somewhat concrete, and I feel like I'm fighting that demon right now, to the point that I'm verbally expressing myself fighting that demon. Okay, knight g4, I just want to take a look at it. Bishop goes back to e7, there's check. Anything but taking the knight. Actually, maybe ignoring the knight is fine too. Like, you just slide the king over. Rook here? I feel like I need to be responsible, but there's so many interesting lines there. Okay, what's something more responsible? Like, I don't know, queen to h5. Target's f7, he could easily just trade it off. I take back, we just trade everything down into an endgame. The viewers fall asleep, subscribers go down, views are at 0. Not good, not good. I just watched Borat recently, so I can tell you that that does not great benefit my glorious nation. Okay, let's play knight g4.
From there, like, yeah, okay. But like after, let's say, bishop e7, what is the knight actually doing, you know? Bishop e7, maybe the idea is here, here, here. King h8. Yeah, bishop e7 feels like our only move here, so let's play it. May as well. Oh, do we? Ooh. Okay, there's actually king h8 also. With takes. Should we get fancy? I mean, it is my video. Do we get fancy with king h8? Is he forced to take? What else can he do? King h8 takes. Well, I like it. I just like it. I like it, right? And even if I lose this game, he played the London system, so he technically doesn't even win. So wait, if here he goes here, I can go here. Let's go king h8.
Whoa! Wait, is he trying to flip this around on me? Wait, I love this. Jack, if you're watching this in post, I love this. Thank you for playing king to h8. This is 10 out of 10. Okay, the reason I say that is because we're not going to have a boring endgame anymore. This just got way more interesting. So he's going to let me keep my bishop on the board and get this trade, but the idea is that he's going to be able to fight for the semi-open g-file, and I can't, because the reason it's a semi-open g-file is because I still have my pawn. So I have a weakness. Now, I really do think I should be able to defend it. So let's look at this a little more closely. Takes, something like queen to h5 I think is immediately called for. And I'm going to make the argument that I'm going to get there first, because I have stuff like shuffling the rook and doing a little rook lift. The bishop can target these weakened dark squares. It seems very unlikely to me that he'll be able to get all of these light squared pawns onto dark squares before my bishop makes light work of them. So I think I have to take, right? And then we're going to play something like queen to h5.
Game got a little bit spicy now. Maybe rook d7 and queen d8. Yeah, rook d7 if here, then we have queen d8. Yeah, it's annoying that we can't bring our queen in first, but...
Okay, rook to d7 definitely defends the pawn, and I'm imagining wants to bring the queen back through d8 as well. So am I fast enough? Rook to e1 helps hold down e5 a little bit as well. Queen over, queen here, queen here. I mean, that looks really good. Okay, what if I play something a little more basic? Because I think he played this because he's concerned about queen to h6 and me targeting f6. But the problem with queen to h6 is I feel like it makes it that much faster for him to trade off queens. So I'm just going to ignore it.
Huh, okay, rook e1. So rook g8 now would be my idea. There's no sacrifice, right? No. So let's go rook g8 now.
Okay, so we do get rook to g8. Now, that surprises me a little bit, because I'd imagine that you'd want to not defend this on a square that I can target with my bishop. But maybe you just move back and it's like willy-nilly, but then there's like bishop to f8. Isn't that just like a sacrificing win? I don't know. I'm going to play rook to e3 and continue with this idea.
Okay, we need to be a little bit quicker. So he's obviously coming for... Ooh, he's coming for this. So I need to bring the queen. I can't go there. If I go here, he's gonna go here. Here, he's gonna go here. Let's bring the queen. Do we bring the queen back? I think we have to bring the queen back, right? Yeah, we bring the queen back. And then he goes here. I don't think there's a queen sack. This is nothing. Yeah, now we go here.
I'm as fresh as I'm ever going to be in terms of playing regular chess. For those of you that are familiar with my channel, I basically exclusively play variants. So the fact that I sat down the other day to play an hour of regular chess was a momentous occasion. Okay, so what happens here if bishop to h6? If he moves back, which I'd imagine he's not going to, I have bishop to f8, which is an insane play, because you can't take the bishop without getting mated, you can't move the rook back without getting sacked on and then mated. So I'm imagining after this, what, the queen shuffles over and he just takes the hit? That's kind of insane. To be honest, that's kind of crazy. But okay, we'll play bishop to h6.
Yeah, here I just go here. Oh, here there is rook here. Wait, but then I go king g8. That's clever. Okay, bishop f8, but then, yeah, king g8. Are we gonna perpetual? Surely not, right? I could also sack the exchange. I don't really want to do that, though. Here, king g8. Oh, and then he's got, like, bishop up here, maybe. And then I have to go back to g7. And then rook here. And I go, like, f5. Takes. I should be fine, right?
Oh, rook g6. Wait, what happens if I just play bishop f8? h6 surely doesn't work because I just take back. Wait, does this work? Maybe I'm just totally losing my mind. No, this has to work.
Yeah, and now I go king g8.
Oh, king over. Interesting. Okay. Wow, okay. This guy's way too out of the box for me. I didn't even think of that. Queen takes, obviously just loses the bishop. Is there any compensation there whatsoever? I think the answer might just be no. Right, if I take, king takes, check, king up, what, trade the queens, and then wonder why I'm down a piece? Oh, so the bishop must return. But what if the bishop returns this way? That's kind of gnarly, right? Bishop returns this way, stops the king from escaping. There's this idea on the board. Okay, we're going back this way.
Yeah, here I thought I had h6 maybe. Like, obviously I have this as well, but h6. Okay, now I'm just making space for my king. I'm worried maybe... No, that should be fine. This should be all fine.
I'm not super happy that it's going to take 3 tempo, but I'm hopeful that it's going to take him more than 3 tempi to stop my attacking idea. Oh, also there's this? But then you just trade off, and I don't think that's all that spectacular. Okay, we're going to bring the other rook into the attack.
Let's go king h7.
King comes back up. I mean, surely it's just this, right?
And queen g8. Well, maybe f5. No, let's go queen g8.
Right on cue. I think he was reading his cue card there. Yeah, right on cue, queen g8. If I play here, takes. I mean, it look... Oh, he can't take! If he takes, queen h6 is mate. Okay, wait a second. But the problem is, after rook to g3, what am I actually threatening? To take, and then the queen takes back? That's not convincing. Questions. What about f4? Oh, but then there's this. Okay, rook g3, sure.
Okay, I'm wondering, is that this? Yeah, I've got to play queen g7 now, I think. Queen g7, and if he plays bishop f here, I go takes.
The problem is, once I'm using all of my resources, I have to find new avenues to apply pressure. I can't just leave this pressure on the board. Okay, he's now defended h6, which means he could trade off. And then the queen would move back to h8. I mean, I think I'm a happy camper there. Surely, yeah, so I'll play f4 now.
Let's go knight e7 maybe? Knight e7, takes here. Takes king g8.
Okay, knight goes back. Defends f5. He obviously wants me to take. Oh, goodness. Man, we came so far, but we might have just come this far just to come this far. And the problem is if I take, then I help him line up e5 as well. But maybe I just have f5? Man, that's kind of frustrating. And I can't play f5 now, obviously, because the knight is staring dead at f5. Okay, so maybe the knight is better here, because it can move around this closed center. Whereas my bishop doesn't really do much, so I might as well trade it off. Okay, he had that recapture pre-moved and ready. Can't move this rook out of the way because rook g2. But he could take. I take back. Maybe e5 is what he's preparing. Queen to f5 looks kind of interesting. But I don't know. I don't see the follow-through there. I'm a little concerned that my best move here is just to take. Pawn takes back. Queen retreats, e5. Takes. Kind of a pitiful situation. I really felt like we had something going there for a second. Down to 3.5 minutes. Can I lead the way with f5? Maybe I can, and maybe this rook by itself won't checkmate me. Man, I feel like a little kid who just doesn't want to draw. Okay, we're gonna try f5 and just see what happens.
I thought here was just looking good. Can't take. Here, if takes, I take. Everything's held. Takes, I take. Let's go rook g5.
Okay, rook g5. This guy always comes out of left field. Oh, it's something I didn't expect. Okay, should I take? Oh, it would actually fix his pawn structure. Ooh, I should have expected as much. Okay, interesting. Takes. I take, rook takes back, and then he's actually really okay there. He's more than okay. He's probably doing great in that situation. What's a play? Okay, I think I'm gonna take.
Right? I just have the better pawns.
Oh, queen takes g5. Oh, so he does want an endgame. Okay. Interesting. So if I take, it does fix his pawn structure. If I take here, I'm not sure that's the wisest move I would have ever played. Okay, sure. We'll go into the endgame. Not really what I wanted to happen, but...
Okay, takes is probably the right move. Do I now want to play rook takes there? My rook is super active. Rook takes here. And I get... Oh, just got... Like, this isolated pawn means nothing. I think I'm winning. And now I go f5.
I do have to be careful that I don't accidentally walk into a losing position. So we'll play here and try to get our king a little further advanced, and then something like b3, c4. Hopefully the king on... Oh, I was going to say the king on d3 will be of help. But we get rook to e4. If I take, and he takes with the f pawn, surely I just play here and then c4. So I think this is fine, just because my king is closer. So c4 is now in the works. Oh, unless he plays b5. Oh no, I'm going to get finessed in the endgame. Oh wait, but b5, b3, and somehow the idea lives on.
Here, takes, here. Jesus, am I losing? Damn, my king's not very active at all. I might be losing this endgame now.
Oh, g4, maybe I just close off the position. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, that's so gross. Oh, I've gone from thinking I have advantage to absolutely swindling this position. You know what? We'll take it. Okay, king to f6. Ah, do I just play b4? Oh, I'm such a bad chess player. I'm such a swindler. Oh, it's what the position requires of me, though, because he has a passed pawn, and I have no interest in finding out what that pawn do. What that pawn do, boy? I have no interest in finding out. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's locking it up. He's really locking it up. Okay. But locking it up when that... Locking it up when... Okay, no, it should all be drawn, right? Yeah, I think it's all drawn, because I can't even push my... I've got plenty of time to think about how this isn't a draw, though, which is nice. There's also... Nah, there's way too much time for pre-move tricks. Yeah, this is a draw. I would have to pull off something diabolical for this to not be a draw. Could I like play h5 and try to trick him? And let's go king here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Wait. h5 here. 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 Yeah, no, that's not working. I think it's just a draw, right? I think I can't even trick him, really. If I go here, is this? No, okay, let's go king f6. We'll, like, waddle around a little bit to see if he wants to make a mistake. Maybe he's, like, feeling it today. Here, 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 here. This could be interesting. Let's play h5. Just to, like, allow him the possibility. Okay, now it's lights out. King e2. I'm just like making very, very sure because you've got the time, but this just looks all over. I'll offer a draw. Damn, the first draw in this series. Very cool game. We'll analyze it with iwantcheckmate, of course, and I'll see you guys in the analysis. So this is a really interesting game, actually. I didn't know. Do you play the London system all the time? Is this just a troll because I play the London system sometimes?
It's a running joke at this point that I exclusively play, even in variants that don't call for the London system. I will play the London system.
I was thinking because I saw you have like a video on the London system with chess reps, and I was wondering if it was just like a little because I played the London system for 4 years before I swapped to the Catalan, so I was wondering if it was something to do with that. But you played it pretty well. I was actually, I felt a little bit bad when so we can skip through the opening a little bit, of course. I felt a little bit bad saying that, was this a mouse slip? Because it's actually a genuine move. I've never seen this before. I wonder, let me actually see because you can see in the Chess database, players above 2000 ELO, how often does this move happen? It happens in 2% of games, so it's not crazy rare. Although 2% would lead you to believe it is. But what is the refutation? Has anyone actually played this correct refutation?
So actually my understanding, which I might be mistaken, is that it's dead even. Yeah, okay. So the idea is basically one of two things will happen. So when we get to this position, if I'm playing a higher rated player, I have no interest in following through on the complications. I'm just going to play rook to b1, rook to a1, force a draw, steal your rating points, move on to my next game. If I'm playing someone not substantially, but like low enough rated compared to me that I think I can take advantage of complications, then I'll lean into some other funnier looking lines.
Wait, but what if 94? You can't play rook b1 now because it's a threat.
I guess then I would just, yeah. I mean, I guess I would play like.
You know what's funny? in
Bishop
games
e2 maybe. I don't know.
In games over 2000 ELO, black wins 85% of the time.
Oh my goodness!
It's like because
I think I've actually lost to this too.
even like a move like this, you're just blundering this move. Like you have to play. Oops, that's not what I wanted. You have to play bishop g3. It's the only move apparently, and then you get c4 and. Then you have to sack the bishop.
Oh, I would never. Wait, what's the second move beyond that? Because I would never sack my bishop there.
Rook b1,
rook b1,
queen takes a2, and then you are allowing these complications with like king d8 takes, and then there's like e5. It gets I honestly like you could have played this against me. I'm not good enough to like know this, but yeah, it's so interesting. I can't believe I played the London system for 4 years and this has never happened to me. I mean, obviously I've never played this as the London, but I've played this setup against the London system for just as long, and it's surprising that I've never seen this before. But yeah,
I also mentioned. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I took the coward's way out by playing a6. Sorry,
I was gonna mention that I usually play knight to a3 because I'm a huge like 1-0 or 3-0 like time control player. I rarely play anything outside of that. Like for my rapid rating on chess.com, I specifically got to 2100 and then packed it up, and I've never played rapid ever again. But knight to a3 is really interesting because it turns into a time sink for the opponent, and it kind of worked a little bit for you, but since there's so much time, it didn't make a huge difference. So it's a really good time sink if the opponent isn't familiar with it, and suddenly they have only 2 minutes or a minute and a half, and that already is some species of inherent advantage.
Yeah, 100%. What's your blitz rating as well? I saw one of your peak rating of something was 2400. What is that in?
Oh, that's bullet.
Okay, that's bullet. Fair enough. What's your blitz?
Yeah. It's recently 2000 because I used my blitz rating to do all of like the opening challenges and stuff. So it was actually down to like 1900, but I just got it back over 2000. Maybe I'll do another one to 2100 at some point.
Okay, that makes sense. So we can continue. So a6, just like a very solid way out of this, and then rook b1. I was honestly even considering, because I knew that, okay, if I allow d takes c, this is just not looking great for me. So I was wondering, okay, moves like bishop g4 just felt too slow. So like if we put bishop g4 on the board, d takes c5 is going to be the top engine move. Because like my idea was I want to like take this if I can. But then I also realized if I take it, where does my queen go? My queen goes here, the rook is staring at this, so my bishop can't move. So I was kind of like in two minds about it. Like apparently c4 is the right idea to kind of stop the tension and open up this diagonal, but I kind of opted for this instead. I thought that e takes was, c takes is wrong because of what actually? C takes, I guess e5, I probably wouldn't have played that. But yeah, e5 would be good, but you played e takes, which is the correct variation. And then I continue with bishop g4.
I think here, just like a little quick interjection here, I think the reason that it wants me to take on c5 really bad is because this combination of c4 bishop at f5 is infuriating for me. It kind of pins down this knight, and this rook sort of become like a little triangle weakness, and there's never bishop d3 to get that off my back. Right. I don't actually know what the follow-through is there. I really don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be bad for me somehow.
Well, typically in these kind of setups, I swear you usually play like this. That's like what you would usually play, but I guess because the knight is on like a weird spot than usual, it doesn't work because of queen a5, and now just everything is hanging. So yeah, that makes sense actually. So I'll know for next time I play you. But yeah, I go for takes, and bishop g5. This is just a natural looking kind of continuation. Bishop e2. I was very aware that e6, you can't play knight e5 because of this, and you can't take because of the pin here. So I knew that this was a bad move, but you know, castles is just a very, very solid kind of continuation. And I was a little bit worried. So obviously I don't really want to... there's nothing bad about playing bishop e7, but if your idea is to keep options open for bishop takes a3, you probably want to delay moving the bishop to the first square when you have other options. So rook c8 was, kind of just delaying this bishop move. And then knight c2. I was thinking, bishop f5, but you can always play bishop d3, so I didn't think that was the greatest move. So I was just like, okay, bishop e7, let's get castled really quickly. And then knight e3, have to drop back. Knight e5, have to take basically. You can take either which way, it doesn't really matter according to the engine. And I was aware that this was going in a very drawish direction. I know that white, can kind of try to, throw some pieces on the king side and argue that there's some kind of complications. Sometimes you get like knight g5 takes, and now there's like this bishop h6 move that you're kind of looking for. But the engine will always hold these kind of positions because there are just so many options to trade off in the London system. So when you kind of gave me the opportunity here to do something weird, and the engine really doesn't like this. King h8 is just plus 2.6. So I thought this was cool. I was like, hey, he's gonna takes. I'm gonna take, and then I'm gonna bring my rook, and actually you're losing. But apparently this is just very strong. I kind of missed
I actively thanked you in the video for playing that because I was so afraid we were gonna play the most boring drawish game ever, and then you played that, and I was like, I don't even care who this is better for. I'm just happy we're not continuing whatever was happening before.
Yeah, I was like, I said to my audience, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play this because if I lose, he played the London system, so technically I actually don't lose. So it's like my excuse if I ever don't win this game. But I thought it was interesting. It's actually not so clear how to win. So like rook d7 is just an obvious kind of continuation. But now the engine is asking for like queen h4, and I was thinking, okay, I'll just play queen d8. Like this is no problem. What is the problem? Queen d8, bishop h6, queen e7. f4, and I guess just there's too much pressure, and your pieces are all kind of just like too cramped.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so I thought queen d8 was super neutralizing because you kind of bring the queen over, and in some lines there's even like queen trades. But I guess the engine, I guess I just had it in my mind that there had to be a rook lift involved. It kind of looks like the engine doesn't want a rook lift. It just wants to drag your queen to e7 and then try and annihilate you down these two lines, which as a human is kind of hard to see. I feel like it's natural to think, okay, rook lift, and then you just follow through on the attack.
Yeah, what's funny as well is I wouldn't be surprised if it just wants to throw all the pawns forward, because like this is like the thing in chess, and like a lot of beginners really don't understand this well, is that if like my pieces are all over here, you just have free reign to do all of this, and I can't do anything about it. Like king safety means nothing is if there is no pieces to attack the king. So like you just have all the freedom in the world to play these two moves and kind of just go at my king here. Yeah, I'm actually surprised. What if like I play something like this? Oh, bishop g5. And then I'm letting you into here. Yeah, that's kind of a problem, isn't it? So yeah, queen e7. I mean, this didn't happen. Queen d7, f4, rook g8, rook be1. Yeah, and I'm just like, this rook is just not getting active fast enough. I can't play rook g6. There's no safe spaces. Maybe f5 now. Oh no, but again, this the same thing. Yeah. Huh. Okay, just like one move too late.
Well, that's my bishop, and it's even pissing me off at this point.
But you played rook fe1 instead, allowing me to play rook g8. And then you went for the slow rook lift, but queen d8, and I'm starting to kind of get in on the position. Rook g7. I should have probably seen that this was so bad for me. I'm really just... I thought that the rook lift would take too long. But I guess because I didn't include this move where I had to like stop one of my rooks from really getting active. And I guess this is the real difference maker, because if you don't play queen h5 here, it's actually not that bad. Like, it's actually, you know, queen h5 is plus 2.7, but like, let's say you play a waiting move, this is drawn pretty much. This is plus 0.6. So I guess I just missed that inclusion of queen h5. But yeah, rook e1, rook g8, the rook lift, bring the queen back. And then this was a nice move of bishop f8. So you only really have the one move of king g8, which I did see, thankfully. And then I worried that I thought that it would be a draw. I thought you would just kind of like do this back and forth, and we would end up drawing. But you went for this, which I was actually quite pleased about, because I was like, this bishop has one job, and you know, that's it. I felt like it had a lot more flexibility when it was sitting on h6. You know, it could go back, it could kind of threaten to sacrifice itself. I thought that maybe you should have focused on, and I wonder what the idea is here, or what it wants. Yeah, rook e1. I thought that maybe like bringing in another piece first was a better idea, because the idea isn't going anywhere, right? So that was my thought process, at least. I was very happy to see bishop a3, and then h6. And I felt a lot more comfortable here. I knew that after h6 was played and I had more space for my king, this was like a lot nicer of a game to play. So, you know, rook e1 on the board, king h7, and obviously, like, you're playing the only moves that you can play at this point. Like, I think that they're all just very natural-looking moves. So until the end game, this is kind of all just quite rudimentary, I guess. Queen g8. There was actually some nice ideas here with, I think, if queen g7 takes and I take here, this is losing again. Is it not losing? I thought this. Oh, this mate! I didn't see this. I was like, oh, you know, you can't actually do anything, because like here, and then yeah, I'm just losing a pawn now. This is not good. But there was mate. I didn't see that. Okay, well, not that it would have mattered. I think that you would have seen the mate. Yeah, I thought that I had to take here, which I did. Oh, sorry, I played knight e7 first. Yeah, I was thinking, if not knight e7, I thought that this position looks kind of bad for black, right? Like, if you play something like this, knight f5, and now I'm the one attacking, maybe still a draw. But this trade kind of just had to come. Takes, f5. I thought rook g5 was really nice. And then just, yeah, this whole endgame is just drawn, I guess. I did think that you actually had a winning opportunity. Yeah, you did. Oh, did you? I thought c4. Oh,
right away. That was my idea, but I played king e3 first.
Yeah, well, king e4, I think it still works, right? Yeah, b3, and then I played this, and then you wasted a move with g4. So I thought c4
Oh, my, wait, c4 doesn't work?
C4
or rather, does work?
Yeah, c4 takes.
Oh, my goodness.
Takes. And if I try to bring my king over, you not push, or I guess pushing still works, but this, here, and I guess you just run out of moves. It's a little bit tricky to see that you run out of moves, or who runs out of moves first from a distance, but it's like at least worth a try. You know you can never be losing this kind of position, I guess. But yeah, I was like, what should I have played instead of? I guess I should have played d takes and allowed you the pass pawn, which I mean makes a lot of sense in hindsight. But yeah,
but such an unnatural move.
Yeah, I kind of just missed it, and I thought, okay, this, and then I was like, oh, b3 is definitely going for c4, and then I moved my king, and he was like, oh, actually, oh, okay, that's
oh my
fine.
God, wait, what on earth? I remember looking at this so quickly and confidently and saying, okay, c4. Oh, I think I calculated, it's because I calculated a single line. I should have taken the extra 10 seconds to see if there was anything else. I calculated c4, pawn takes, king takes, c3. And then I was like, king back b4, and I'm losing. And so then I didn't bother thinking anything else. Oh my goodness, I should have taken 2 seconds. Does that still work? Oh no, of course, king takes e4 is losing.
Yeah.
But that's not the only move. You can take and then isolate the pawn. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, takes, and this is just, yeah.
And then it's an isolated pawn, not a protected pass pawn.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I guess, like, I don't know. I think it's just lazy from me. I was like down on time the whole game, and as soon as I was not down on time, I was like, okay, let's keep it this way. And then I just play the wrong pawn capture. I was also, I mean, I could have just taken it. It would have been a lot simpler. But I guess I was looking for a kind of a semi-win in this game, which, funnily enough, this endgame is now winning according to Lichess. This is plus -2 with f4 if you play it like this. Damn, I did not see that. Okay, king d3, and I guess like you've got this majority, and like you're playing b5 if they play b3, king g6, and you come faster like this. Oh, you don't play takes, you play king f5. Damn. Okay, that's a complicated endgame actually. I don't think I would have seen all that, but it's interesting nonetheless. And then after the game is eventually drawn, I obviously try to make a way to trick you. I was like, okay, can I play h5 here? And I thought that this might be losing, so I was like, I might trick him, maybe he will take, and oh, what? This is winning?
Oh, I didn't even calculate it. I think at one point I just decided I'm not even gonna bother trying to poke the bear anymore. I'm just gonna call it a draw, which I shouldn't have. I should have kept looking for winning opportunities. But man, I think I just mentally checked out at some point. Wait,
how is this losing? Oh, c4 again!
If I see c4 one more time, I'm throwing my monitor out the window.
Oh my
You've got to be kidding me.
I think we just got to a point where we were like, yeah, he attacked well, yeah, he defended well. He's probably not going to make a mistake in the end game, right?
We were like, credit where credit is due. We'll call it a draw. We'll call it even.
That is so funny. And then I guess even like king d2 apparently. Well, actually, that seems like a much less efficient way to do it. But yeah, c4 is just the way to go. And then if takes, then you've got this majority over here. And if takes like this, you're going to take here. And, I'm not in time to stop. This is a pass pawn, and this is a pass pawn. I can't stop both. Yeah, it looks very obvious when you look at it this way. But, did not see it in the game at all. But very nice game. The first draw in the series, so maybe a rematch is due at some stage. But we'll have all the links to iwantcheckmate in the description below if you want to check him out. Thank you so much for coming on. And I'll see all of you guys in the next episode of The Difference.